Welcome back to This Week in Big Sky Basketball. I'm Megan Robinson, joined now by Krista Redpath, Big Sky basketball analyst. Krista, you will be on the call in Boise in just a couple weeks. Final week of the regular season, still a lot to play out. Montana State and Idaho still in contention for that top overall seed. How do you see this final weekend playing out?
Well, I have to just give both of those programs just a lot of kudos. It's been an incredible season, and they've both certainly played incredible basketball. And Idaho, on this 12-game winning streak in their last loss coming in Bozeman back in January, and they are playing their best basketball heading into the tournament. And it has been back and forth between both of them. But when I take a look at Idaho, they have their last 2 of 3 games are at home, and Montana State has to go on the road for the next 2 of the next 3. And so it will be interesting to see how they're able to finish out this last week of conference play.
Idaho hosts Northern Colorado, who I do want to note, they can still get a share of the regular season title. However, in tiebreakers, they cannot get that number one overall seed. Of course, the Vandals beat the Bears in their first meeting. What will be the keys to victory for both sides this weekend?
Well, I think Idaho has to just continue to do what they have done really well all year, which they've put up points behind Hope Hassman and Kira Gardner. Just incredible guard play, Meg. And then you take a look at what they have underneath between Lorena Barbosa and Deb Dos Santos. That is a continued force underneath the basket. And so what's been great about Idaho is they really pour on that defensive pressure, but they've also been able to find offense. And if you're UNC, you had moments where you played great basketball. You just have to put together 4 quarters. I really love the play of Nina George, Tatum West, Anaya Hall, and Coach Batillo has her Bears playing really good basketball. They just need to finish strong.
Krista, we've touched on the 3 top teams in the conference. That fourth team who's sitting right there, Idaho State, Montana State, Idaho State, Northern Colorado, all seem like title contenders this year. You look at the coaches, you have Krista Matillo and Arthur Morera, who are new compared to veterans who've been there for 2 decades, like Seton Sobolewski and Trisha Binford. How can that experience benefit them come Boise?
Well, the way this tournament is set up, any team can make a run, Meg, but you really nailed it in talking about how Coach Sobolewski, he's in his 18th year. Coach Binford in her 21st year. Both of those coaches have been here, right? And they've been here a lot, and they've been able to get their team to the championship multiple times. And I think that will have something to do with how this tournament's going to play out. Having that experience and understanding that it starts over when it gets to Boise. And there is no better team for understanding that than Idaho State with the style of play. And they've been my dark horse all along. I really feel like they play great basketball. I think Tasia Jordan's one of the best players in the league. I love the way Casey Spink gets after it for Idaho State. And so I look at them really contending in Boise.
Krista, this will be your 12th year on the call in Boise. Basketball aside, what are you most looking forward to about this tournament?
Well, I absolutely love calling the tournament and progressing with all the teams, Meg. I think that you have these players that we just talked about that have had great regular seasons, and there's a lot of expectations, but there's always the players that step up that maybe don't get the all conference nods, and they really push their team forward and make some noise. And when the lights come on bright, it's really fun to see which team steps up. And so more than anything, I think the season starts over. We've talked about it throughout the year, and that there's a non-conference and there's a conference season, then everything starts over in Boise. And to me, it's just so exciting to get the opportunity, and I'm so grateful. And I can't believe I'm in my 12th year calling the tournament.
Well, Krista, we're excited to have you there. And if you want more of Krista's Big Sky basketball analysis, tune into the Krista Redpath Show. New episodes, 3 p.m. Mountain Time every Thursday on ESPN Montana, or download the podcast wherever you get your podcasts.